Evening all, Remarcus here, back again with another video, back again with another Oculus Go video. Now it's that time of week again, latest releases. We've got 6 new releases this week that have come out so far, so 4 paid, 2 free. I do these videos every single week, so if you want to kind of keep up to date on what's new for the Oculus Go and technically the Gear VR as well, make sure you subscribe for more. I do put jump links down below, so if you there's anything you're kind of interested in and you don't want to kind of see everything, you can kind of jump to the different points in the video so you can kind of save yourself a bit of time. These do run a bit long sometimes. Hopefully you will watch to the end of the video just to see what's going on within the world of Oculus Go. But let's crack on with it, shall we? First up this week we have our most expensive new release. So this is a paid app called QuiVr Vanguard. It's £8 or €10 or dollars. It's a multiplayer shooter, sort of wave-based, sort of horde type game. So you're basically kind of defending a wall with gems on it. You've got single player, which you can just start whenever you're ready, or you can join multiplayer with up to 4 people in total. So 4-player multiplayer, and you kind of bow and arrow mechanics. You literally just kind of pull the trigger to tighten your bow and fire. In between rounds you get some power-ups. You can teleport to different places like this. You can teleport back down like that by shooting to the arrows. You turn yourself around with a touchpad. You click the touchpad to throw a bomb. And this is just the main menu, so you don't kind of get an angry horde, as it were, and it doesn't damage the barrier while you're waiting. I've done some coverage on this. I did a video with the developer, had a little chat with him the other day. You can check out that video. I'll put a link to it upstairs and down below. And it is a very good game. A lot of fun. The waves get progressively harder. There's lots of enemy types, and I think sort of in multiplayer, I won't do a multiplayer game just because, you know, we'll get all sorts of people chatting. But we'll play a normal level here, we'll play a couple of waves. But it is a lot of fun to play, and I do recommend it, and I think it's a very well polished game. It's based on a Steam VR game, so there's a Steam VR version already available, as well as this one. So if you do have sort of a full PC VR headset, you can check that out instead. But this is an adaptation for the Oculus Go, developed by the same guy, or ported even by the same guy who did Beatron 2000, which is a good sort of Beat Saber-esque game for the Oculus Go. And as you can see, you get different enemies. We can't just shoot them with an arrow. The longer you hold it, the kind of further you can shoot. Let's see if I can get over there. Ah, if he was there, he's hiding around that corner. There he is. Missed him. Try again. Got him. My only real concern with this game is the high price. I think this game will live and die based on its multiplayer, and I don't know whether sort of the $10 mark will put off certain people buying it. The good thing is the multiplayer is kind of drop in, drop out, so once you start and join it, you can drop in and drop out of it, sort of thing. They're looking to add sort of party integration, which will help. What I would say is if you do get this, make sure you join some sort of community, so either a Facebook group or there's some good Discord channels based around multiplayer. I'll leave some links down below to some of the good ones. Join them to find like-minded players to play the games with, because I think it will live and die. I think for $10 it's worth it if you can get some multiplayer games. Also, it's bashing my thing. Oh, there you go. It's worth it. Oh, we don't have the beam arrow. The beam arrow is the best one. Let's go for a homing arrow. You get power-ups there that kind of affect or augment your bows or things that are going on. But as I was saying, I think as long as you can kind of get some multiplayer games going, it is absolutely worth the money. The 4-player I was playing yesterday with a few people was brilliant, just chatting with them. We got to level like 31. It was a lot of fun, kind of, and the chat was nice and clear, nice and crisp. So absolutely worth the money if you can find a multiplayer game. However, I logged on this morning when, you know, I guess most people were probably asleep, and there was no one to play a multiplayer game with. So it kind of takes a lot of the fun out of it. So make sure, if you do get this, as I say, you join a community to find like-minded players to play with. And I'm just terrible at shooting these here. There we go. But it does get a thumbs up. It does get a Remarcus thumbs up. Does get a big recommendation. I do recommend it. But as I say, go out your way to find multiplayer games, because the Oculus Go does struggle a little bit with finding groups of people online to play with. But that's where I think sort of those online communities and stuff are great. You can join, have a chat to people and find people to play with. So whenever you find a dead multiplayer game, make sure you try those communities to try and find people to play with. But as I say, thumbs up on this one. Let's move on to something else. Second up today, we have Pickup League Hockey. This game is free. It's a 3v3 hockey game. You can play online with friends. There are online servers. The great thing, kind of in contrast to kind of obviously the previous game we were talking about, they do schedule events a lot. So weekly community game schedule, they're kind of putting up events and times to kind of jump in. So EU every Sunday at 5 PM, you can play some games, and sort of the same goes for EU and NA and all that sort of stuff. So that helps, I think, to be able to find multiplayer games, jump in, try and get the community together. Brilliant idea. I like that. So essentially, you get a hockey stick. Your controls are skate with your sort of touchpad. Skate backwards, you turn, like clicking left and right. Trigger, hold to lock stick rotation. So if you kind of spin it like that and then you turn, it'll lock in place. Double tap to sprint. Oh, and I've now sprinted away from the menu. But if we press back on the touchpad, on the button here, you can set a manual IP address, but there are some servers. There's no one playing online at the moment, but I'll jump in. Let's play some practice just so we can kind of see. Easy, target difficulty, start, practice. So as I say, you can play this online. But look, boink. Oh, and I'm just terrible. Let's pull forward a little bit. Let's turn the volume up a little bit. It's a bit quiet. Oh, let's wait. But drink. And I'm not very good. Oh, when he saves it. But it works really well. I think it's got VoIP as well, so you got voice control, not voice control, voice chat with other people. You kind of press forward on your touchpad, and you can look to go that way as well. It does work quite well. Stood up. You can spin around. Where's the puck? Did he kick the puck back out again? Give me the puck. Let's go over here. Double tap to speed up. Oh, he's still got it. Look, so tackle him. Yeah, got it. All right, let's go after it. Come on. So it works really well. It's really, it's one of those apps that's been nice to kind of see it develop, see the developer sort of do stuff with it, interacting with the community. Way goal! It works really well. And apart from kind of showing you multiplayer, which as I say, I'll put a link down below to a video I've done previously which shows some of the multiplayer. It works really well, and as it's free, there's absolutely no reason why not to get it. It's got sort of full sort of stick control. So if you're into ice hockey, you like a little bit of 3-on-3, download it, give it a go. And yeah, gets a big thumbs up for me. So well done on this one. It's nice that it's free. It's going to definitely help encourage people for multiplayer. And make sure you dial in and play online during these times so we can get some multiplayer games going. So a big thumbs up. Let's move on to something else. Next up, we have our second paid release called Vertigo, which is a hand glider kind of simulator, similar to Rush, but with no multiplayer and not much customization or anything else to it. It's £2.29 or $3 or euros. You've got two options, like a challenge mode, which is kind of progressively harder sort of levels for collecting stuff, and best, which is just kind of like a free flight. But let's click on this to have a little go. You've got a tutorial that you've got to go through first when you play this. If you do fail it for any reason, you have to sit through every single bit of text and every pause in the gameplay that it gives you, which is a bit annoying, but once you're through it, you don't have to deal with it anymore. And here you go. So you get your controller, you dip it, you push it up, you lean left, lean it right, nothing else does anything. And you basically got to kind of look for these rings. Oh, we've got strong winds blowing me. You've got things like strong winds and birds that you've got to look out for. If you touch a building, you fall to your death. It does a nice scream. Let's go through this ring. Here we go. Through these rings. And you can see down the bottom, we've got to get a score of 5,000. And so far, we've got 1,000. So there are other rings. There's those blue ones, there's green ones, there's red ones which are worth more. They're kind of time limited. You've got to kind of fly around. The game looks okay. It runs okay. It's relatively simple. There's not a lot to it. There's this. And it just progressively just means you need to get more and more rings. The level doesn't change, the world doesn't change, the weather doesn't change, but it's relatively cheap. I would say there's no sort of comfort settings, so if you've not got strong VR legs, I would probably avoid this because you can't sort of restrict the view or anything like that to kind of help with that sort of thing. It literally is, you see everything. So it probably gets a thumbs up if you can kind of stomach it, because it's only like couple of quid, isn't it? But if you don't have strong VR legs, it gets a thumb down, because I think it would be quite sort of hard to play. And as I say, there's not a lot to it. There's no online leaderboards. You're only kind of competing against yourself. Ooh, almost hit the building. Actually, should I crash into a building? Let's do it. And I do a scream as I fall to the floor. So as I say, kind of thumbs up for the money if you've got VR legs and you're okay with it, and you're okay with kind of with flying around. But thumbs down if you don't, because I think it would, a lot of people would struggle if you do find you get motion sick from games. Our next paid app is called Colorinz, which I guess kind of means colour in. The developer for this did reach out to me just before it got released to kind of give a bit of background. It's essentially kind of like a story that he used to read to his kids, and it kind of he's basically kind of animated it, and it's essentially a colouring game as well. So if we quickly look at paint, we can choose different levels. Let's choose this one with sheep in it and have a little look. So you get kind of, it's definitely aimed at kids, this. So this isn't aimed at adults. This is aimed at sort of primary school, sort of first school sort of kids. You can colour stuff. So you click the touchpad, you bring up a wheel of different colours. Let's make a red helicopter. There we go. Let's make a green tree. Let's make a sandy floor. There we go. So you can paint everything, you can work your way through. It's quite a cute little game. There's nothing wrong with it. Oh, I'm painting white on white here. Let's make a blue sheep, shall we? Blue sheep. There we go. And you can kind of click everything, you know, from the sky to the trees to the floor to everything. So it is quite cute. I quite like it. I think I've not had a chance to show my kids yet, but I imagine they would have quite good fun with it. The other main part to it is like a story. So it's a narrated story using the backgrounds that you've seen already. So the things that appear in the colouring.
In New Zealand, there is a
here we go.
Where native birds go unseen.
You've got a little story they can sit down and watch. You can't colour as you go, which might be quite nice to be able to colour the background and stuff while you're sort of listening and watching. Might made it a bit more interesting, but it's, was it £4 or $5 or euros? A little bit pricey maybe for what it is, but I think it just kind of shows the passion of the guy who's made this, and kind of, you know, how he kind of feels about it, and he's put a lot of love and effort into it. So it gets a kind of thumbs up. I think I definitely want to run this by my kids, see what they think about it, especially my sort of my 7-year-old. Can I skip? Let's go back. She's chatting over me. But yeah, it gets kind of thumbs up. I think it's a nice little app. I definitely want to run it by my sort of 7-year-old, see what he thinks about it. I do have another video coming up that stars my 7-year-old, so stay tuned for that one. But yeah, I think if you've got young kids, this is quite a nice, pleasant, harmless little app. So, thumbs up. Now we have a free app called LEN Champions League, which I believe is some sort of water polo. I don't follow this at all. LEN European Aquatics Eurovision. So this is a similar app to what you get for the Olympics. The BBC did it for the World Cup. There's been sort of the athletics and stuff. They've used these sort of apps. So it looks like a slight reskin of that sort of thing. So you get things like watching live. You can watch highlights. So look, you can set a reminder here that will pop up on your Go or on your phone to kind of let you know that this is about to start, this match between these people, I guess. I don't know. You can watch highlights. So I did tune in yesterday and watched live. So if you click on some of these things, they open up as a video. You get kind of like an interactive panel here that usually gives you more information. None of it that I could click on and see seem to be like 3D or VR 180 or anything like that. It's more kind of 2D videos. You can't change the view or push it in or anything like that. But I guess if you're massively into this, this is a very cool app, especially because you get access to it. And it's free access to it as well. There's no cost involved. There's no multiplayer. It'd be nice if you could grab a friend and play with it. Or I don't believe there's multiplayer. I've not tried joining somebody else. But as I say, I'm not into this myself, and I can't imagine I know any friends who do either. So, but imagine if you are into it, this is a great little app. It's free. Why not check it out? It's definitely something I think I'll be looking into over the next sort of few days to kind of see how it goes and see what sort of the interactivity is. See what sort of stats we get down here. Content library, what would we get if we click on there? Oh, it just brings up the videos and the highlights and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, for free, thumbs up. Seems absolutely fine. If you're, as I say, if you're into this, I imagine this is ideal. So, yeah, thumbs up. Let's move on to something else. Last but not least, we have Boba Pop, which is kind of like a brick breaker type game. So, I don't know if you've seen them probably pop up on Facebook over the last few weeks. You basically kind of shoot balls and they kind of knock blocks out, and the more certain blocks need more balls to get rid of them. So you basically kind of point and shoot. So let's just do easy. You've got two sort of levels. You've got leaderboards here. Let's have a look. My friends, oh, I'm the best of my friends. Nice. Let's click play. And you can see, there we go. Click and you shoot out a little sort of flurry of balls. You're probably best to kind of like bang them off the wall, because you end up getting more sort of angles, like bounce them between each other. Get some angles going. So like this, you can kind of move as you fire. So every time you press the button, it kind of does more and more. You get special blocks and stuff like that. So the ones that blow up, or ones that hit lightning or stuff like that. So like here, we should try and get down that gap there. Let's chuck some down there, shall we? There we go. We want to bounce them around. What we want to do is get the most out of every single ball. And it's quite a relaxing little game. There's only kind of 2 difficulty levels. As I say, it's nice to have sort of online leaderboards so you can kind of see how you're doing against your friends or global stuff. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't tend to take much notice of global stuff, but I like to know how I'm doing against anybody on my friends list. What I do have, I did give away 5 codes for this the other day on my community panel on YouTube, and I have another 5 codes to give away today. So in the description of this video, I will drop the remaining 5 codes. So if you want a copy and you're quick, you're one of the first 5 people to get to this part in the video. Well done, thank you for sticking around. There'll be codes for this in the description down below, so jump in the description now, quickly grab one. Chances are, if you're watching this within the first day, you're probably one of those people who get to the end. And you probably grab yourself a quick code. It's only £2.29 or $3. It's nice, it's fun. There's nothing wrong with it. It works well. It's not the most exciting game ever. It's not the most action-packed game ever. But I think for a sort of casual sort of puzzle game, it's definitely got some merit and it works very well. And they're kind of in vogue at the moment, these kind of games, aren't they? People are, as I say, I've seen them on YouTube and on Facebook adverts and all sorts for these types of games. And it works really well. Look, this ball over here is like watching my cursor wherever I move it. What's that, a bomb? Oh, a berry bomb. It tells me what it does. You basically kind of get sort of 14 bobbers, I guess it's calling them. What settings do we have? Oh, just music on and off. That's the only options we get in settings. It looks okay. It's solid enough. There's nothing wrong with it. No sort of issues or errors or glitching. So, you know. There we go. Here's a lightning one. I think if you want a nice little casual puzzle game, it's worth grabbing. So, yeah. Thumbs up on this one as well. So, it's been a pretty good week so far. So there we go, 6 new releases this week. If we get any more, I'll cover those. But let me know in the comments down below what you think about them. Do you intend to pick any of them up? Do none of them take your fancy? You know, do you have any suggestions for the developers? Because that's one of the great things I find with the Oculus Go, is the developers are really open to feedback and kind of making their apps and experiences better. So make sure you share, make sure you comment, make sure you sort of write a review for any of the games you like or you don't like. And the devs are really sort of active. So, you know, let's help them make better games for us. I think for me, QuiVr is probably the standout one this week. It's, as I say, maybe a little bit pricey for what it is, but if we can get some multiplayer games going, keep that community going, then it will definitely keep its value and it's definitely worth picking up. The Pickup League hockey is good as well, especially because it's free, and we'll be able to sort of organise some events in there and play it together. So I definitely recommend picking that up, giving it a go. Let me know what you think down below. I will leave links to a community Discord, my own one, and there's a sort of Go community one as well, which is a great place to find people to play with. So I'll leave a link to that down below. So if you are struggling with any multiplayer game, make sure you join those Discord Discord communities. You can get apps on your phone or on your desktop and that sort of thing to chat with people, to even talk with people sort of verbally, if you want to as well, you don't have to find those games. So if you are struggling for multiplayer games, try those things out. I do these videos every single week, so if you find them useful, please give it a thumbs up, give it a thumbs down if you didn't, that's fine. I'm big enough and ugly enough to take it, but do let me know down below why you didn't like it. I try and do better for next time. Become one of the remarkables, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified when I next upload a video, and that's me done. I'm out. Have a virtual high five.